Dr. Rohmheld from the University of Stuttgart, Germany has been a guest at Agri Trend Diagnostics Days and the Farm Forum event the last couple of years. And Dr. Rohmheld, can you comment on the influence that nutrition might have in helping Canadian farmers to combat plant stress such as drought, and your observations so far in the last number of years traveling to Canada?
So I'm very convinced that nutritious status of the soil as well as the plants play a key role in drought resistance, which goes on in Canada. I'm very convinced by literature review and by observation during the last years here in Canada, but also in Brazil, because they have similar problems with drought, and even with China. So I'm convinced.
What nutrients are you seeing that are cropping up, and nutrients that perhaps we should be paying attention to?
So that is, again, from literature and of my own experience, there's a main focus on three nutrients: potassium, magnesium, and zinc.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that other nutrients doesn't play a role under this situation, but that are the key player which has to be considered here in Canada.
Now, for a long time we've known that potassium has a role in drought tolerance. Could you explain magnesium to us?
Yeah, magnesium, because magnesium has a role, as we have heard yesterday, on stomata opening, because that is known from potassium. But similar role plays magnesium, and that is not really recognized. And magnesium plays a key role in use efficiency of energy translocated to our main interest in yield. And there magnesium has the same role as phosphorus in this phloem loading. And so normally, and I think that is also the case in Canada, you are so dependent on soil chemists.
Yes.
They analyze the soil. Indeed, it's a very important factor, but it's only half of the whole story. And they find in your soil in Canada, most area, enough potash, not potassium, and even, I assume, also quite a lot of magnesium. But under drought situation, there's plenty of potassium in the soil, and magnesium is not available of the plant because of inhibited root growth.
And this is where the zinc is coming in.
Zinc, yeah, in some way too, because these three elements has changed the root-shoot ratio. That means under zinc deficiency, under potassium deficiency, and magnesium deficiency, you have a very low root growth, in contrast to phosphorus. Under phosphorus deficiency, plants make bigger roots. But with these three elements, you have less roots because of missing phloem loading and translocation of carbohydrate to the roots to get plants adapted.
This also reflects back in the concentrations in the plant and echoes Dr. Chakmak's theory that our zinc levels inside of our grains are low.
Yeah, as a consequence.
As a consequence.
But yeah.
Dr. Rohmheld.
But I think the first what happened is that there's less photoassimilates going there.
Yes.
It's the first, low yield. And in addition, quality, less.
And our farmers in Canada largely are paid on the quantitative issues and not so much on qualitative. Dr. Chakmak, of course, is concerned with qualitative.
Yeah, and I think that is what we have to be an innovative farmer. We have to see what will be the case in 5 or 10 years. We should be in advance, not like university in Germany always behind. The farmers are very often in advance, and I'm very sure, I'm very much convinced that European importer, they will address cadmium quality issue. And if you are not adapted, if you don't recognize, and you're too late, then too late. Other countries will do it, and you have the possibility to be in advance and even to push European to look more on quality, high zinc, low cadmium.
So attribute-based tracking could be very important to us if we take a leadership role.
But your Agri Trend company, they should address young guys to be innovative and to be ready when European country will look on cadmium. They are on the way and on looking on more zinc quality. And that is an excellent premium. You should get prepared to use this advantage.
Well, thank you for being with us today, Dr. Rohmheld.
It's a pleasure for me. Thank you.